You know, through all the years that I saw D Wade and LeBron and Chris Bosh playing, I always seemed to know that there was a grudge that LeBron James had against D Wade. And that's because D Wade had a championship on top of him. You know what I'm saying? And D Wade has always showed the biggest gratitude and the biggest respect when it comes to LeBron James. For God's sakes, they best friends. Well, that's what we all thought at one point. But D Wade had to sacrifice his contract, his position with the Miami Heat organization so they could bring in LeBron James when they built the super team with him, Chris Bosh, and D Wade as well. Not only did he sacrifice his contract, but he also sacrificed his career. But a lot of people seem not to understand that. D Wade put himself in a position where his contract and his career could have gone down the drain. And especially when LeBron James decided to leave the Miami Heat organization because of milk and cookies. You know what I'm saying? It was always a problem when LeBron James didn't get his way. And when Pat Riley took that away from him, and also he wanted the coach to be fired, and Pat Riley wasn't with that. He was like, nah, son, you just can't go ahead and fold under pressure and just take the easy way out and take the easy door, you know what I'm saying, to get away from these hard times and pressure. You have to learn how to build from these pressures to be able to become who you want to become. You can't call yourself a great or you can't call yourself a legend if you keep looking for the easy way out all the time. And as you can see in the 2011 duo against the Dallas Mavericks, D Wade was going to be the MVP. He was going to be that man that the Heat knew that, hey, when it came to these type of, situations and pressures, D Wade was the man to push forward because he was, to me, the captain and leader of the team, and him having one championship on top of LeBron James. It's him pushing LeBron to be a better player, how to overcome and succumb these type of situations and these type of, important games that needed to be won. But instead, LeBron James folded. He failed miserably. And just recently, D Wade had an interview and he said that he was on LeBron's neck twice. Like, yo, what's going on, bro? Like, we need you out there. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go ahead and just fold like this. We need you out there and we need you to play. We need our star player to go out there and give it his all. But instead, LeBron folded. And D Wade even said, damn, did I fail them? Sometimes I feel like I'm the one who failed them. Was it something that I didn't do right? So I feel at times like I was the one that didn't come through being the leader and being the, the team player and team, captain that already has had a championship to not exceed him to overcome that narrow path of him not winning a championship. So sometimes I feel like I failed LeBron James. D Wade, you didn't fail LeBron James. He wanted you to be the MVP. Look at all the years of every time that somebody starts to shine within LeBron James teams. What happens to these players? Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and so many others, you know what I'm saying, like yourself. Every time these players start to shine more and get more recognition than him, he wants them off the team. He fucks up their contracts. He has them traded. Why? Because he wants to be the center of attention. And that's why we as NBA fans cannot respect LeBron James, because his way of behaving in a professional level is so fucking undeniably disgusting. You cannot deny the fact that you, D Wade, was going to become the MVP that year. And y'all had a 2-1 lead over the Dallas Mavericks, and you being the scoring leader, he felt if he didn't go ahead and start being the sore loser and the baby cry and becoming that player that we know today, like he did in Cleveland when he vanished from them, when the fucking Boston Celtics made him run from Cleveland, you would have never known the type of player that he really was. Yes, Kobe was winning more championships. Yes, you and LeBron decided to team up because Kobe was winning championships and y'all wasn't winning nothing, so y'all decided to build a super team. But don't feel bad for somebody's errors and mistakes and fuck-ups. You did the best that you could. But you decided to take a less position. You decided to not put your foot down and say, you know what? I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to be professional about this, and I'm going to let him run the team. But you being the one with more experience and being the one that won the championship, you should have stepped up and said, I'm going to take control of this. But you know what? He didn't want that. He wasn't looking forward to that. He wasn't looking forward to seeing his teammates shine. So instead, he frowned it, he folded, and he bowed down, and he showed the Miami Heat team that he wasn't that man, that Michael, that Larry, that Magic, that Kobe, and champions like Hakeem and Witt and fucking Bill Russell and all these boys, Tim Duncan and all these boys were. He folded in the most important moment when you most needed him and when Chris Bosh needed him and the team needed him. He folded. He collapsed. He decided to say, you know what? I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to be a sore loser. I'm going to be a baby cry. And I'm going to just go ahead, create turnovers, and score no points in the fourth quarter. Didn't you realize, D-Wade? And you being his teammates, you and him made fun of Dirk Nowitzki. Y'all forgot about that? When Dirk Nowitzki was caught up, I think he had the flu or a fever, and y'all started coughing, making fun of him, and then Dirk Nowitzki came out and scored 41 points on y'all ass. Y'all forgot that? You see, when you perform and you engage yourself in fucking professional behaviors like that, that's what happens, because God doesn't like ugly. So I got to put you out there, D-Wade, and you being my favorite player from the Miami Heat in franchise history, I got to let you know, stop saying that you failed LeBron James. You didn't. He just didn't want to see you be the MVP. He wanted that. And embarrassingly, Terry Porter embarrassed him, humiliated his ass. He was the third top scorer in the Heat uniform. Third from you and Chris Bosh. He was the third and fifth in the whole series against both teams, the Heat and the Dallas. He was the fifth top scorer. I don't want to hear that, D-Wade. You did everything. You sacrificed everything. You even lost millions of dollars because LeBron James came to the Miami Heat. So for you to say that, it fucking pisses me off. Because you should have been the one that should have won that MVP if the Heats would have won that fucking series against the Dallas Mavericks. You was the one that was leading the team. You was the one that was playing defense. You was the one that was doing it on the both ends of the court. You was the one that was scoring the points when it was most needed for the Heat. But LeBron James decided to fold. He decided to not come through in the fourth quarter for nothing. And when it came to the second half, he just was nowhere to be found. Turnovers, just basically giving the ball to the Dallas Mavericks at any given point and making the Heats look more sorry and more embarrassed of what the Heats organization ever looked. And that's what happens when you put somebody on that category and baby cry and complainer that don't want to see his team shine instead of him embracing it and being there for his teams. Because even Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson had bad games, but guess what? They interacted with their teams. They supported their teams in any way that they could have. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes these brothers so great. That's what makes them legends, iconic GOATs. Because every legend like Kobe Bryant and everybody else statistically, they have bad games. But they never folded like this. So, D-Wade, I understand where you're coming from. And I thank you for coming out and saying that you could have won that championship. You could have. But guess what? He folded. He didn't come through. He decided to say, fuck the Miami Heat, fuck the Heat. I'm not finna do shit. I'm finna lose because I'm not going to be the center of attention and I'm not going to be the MVP. And Mr. D-Wade is the top scorer. He's the leader of this series. So I'm just going to go ahead and lose on purpose. That's what he did. I don't care what nobody says. That's not GOAT statistics. That's not GOAT status. That's just a fucking sore loser that didn't want you to become the MVP. Just like Anthony Davis. He was a top scorer. He was the top man for the LA Lakers in that bubble championship. And what happened? They still gave the MVP to LeBron James. They found some way, shape, or form to give it to him. So D-Wade, don't feel bad at all, bro. You should have been the MVP. And I'm going to be the one to say if nobody says it. But you know what? This is the ending of the video. Y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments down below. And y'all tell me what y'all think about, you know what I'm saying, this content that I just created. Because D-Wade sacrificed everything to bring LeBron James. I mean, and he even lost millions in his contract to be the second man in command with the Heat. And look what happened to him. And even him playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, guess what happened? Fucking LeBron James had him traded back to the Miami Heat. That's what best friends do. D-Wade? Really, D-Wade? Come on, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop defending this man. It is what it is. He didn't want you to be the MVP. He didn't want you to shine. He didn't want you to have to be the center of attention, so he decided to lose. And he embarrassed the Heat organization like never before. But y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments down below, man. Peace.